Hi, Justin and Laura. How are you?
So good. So happy to be here. Hi, Laura.
Hey.
I love that you are bringing this story out there. I know that Zach went viral with his song, but that's different than telling the story behind the song and about the person and about the life. You know, Laura, when Justin approached you, what did you think at that time?
Well, when Justin approached us, the story had already kind of been out there. We'd already had, I think CNN had been to our house. And so there was a lot of stir. And so actually his reaching out to us kind of got buried in all of it. And he got to us in a unique way. He knew that Zach really loved Rainn Wilson from The Office, his character Dwight. And so he had Rainn reach out to Zach, and that's actually how we got connected with Justin, which was great. It was perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I heard that you promised Zach that you would do whatever you could to tell his story. And, you know, how did that sort of conversation start, may I ask?
Look, Zach was one of these rare kids that just had this wisdom. And I just remember feeling in awe of who he was. And being like 10 years older, I wanted to be like him. You know, he changed my world, my perspective. And so before he died, I remember being on FaceTime with him. And I told him, I made him a promise. I said, bro, I'm going to not stop until, you know, we make sure your story is seen and heard all over the world. And more than that, also, that we would raise money for his fund. Before he died, he set up the Zach Sobiech Osteosarcoma Fund, and that was a part of my promise. And of course, the week, the day of his funeral, after the documentary first went viral, he hit #1 on iTunes. And 3 days after the movie came out this year, he hit #1 again. He became the first unsigned artist to hit #1 twice. And the best thing is all that money goes to his fund to help cure cancer.
May I ask, Justin, what was the impetus for you to reach out? Because that's an incredible endeavor to spend years of your life invested in this friendship and telling the story and honoring. Was there a catalyst, something personal for you that made you connect with Zach even from afar?
This whole thing started because I believe that every human being on this planet has an opportunity to be of service with their talents. And I wanted to have conversations that challenged us to maybe start to think about our mortality in a good way, like maybe it can be an ally and it can influence the way we live. And so that's why I started with this documentary series. And subsequently, I've just been trying to figure out how, with my unique gifts, can I just help people see the beauty that is life, that we're freaking alive. So when I found Zach, when I met Zach, when I got to know Laura, who is a living, breathing saint, although she would disagree because she loves talking about her imperfections, I just felt like this was a unique story mixed with music that could impact and touch millions of lives.
And Laura, you wrote a book. It seems so obvious, like such an obvious question. Why did you want to write this book? But how did you write this book?
What I really wanted to do was show like our family life under the hood a little bit, you know, just like, okay, you've been inspired by this person. Here's how we did it. We did it imperfectly. We were clunky at times. We fought at times. We cried. We argued. We wrestled through this. And I really wanted people to see that because I knew the tendency was to kind of look at our family and think that we had it all together. And we didn't. And I think that's really the beauty of the story, is that's where people can say, oh, I'm like that. And if I'm like that, then maybe I can do this too. And so I think too often we allow our own insecurities and, you know, what other people might think, or the fact that we're not perfect people, we let those things stop us from doing big things. And I think that's one of the lessons Zach taught me.
I'm in awe of everything that you guys are doing, and I just appreciate everything that you have done and upheld with Zach's life, and now continue to share it with us through this beautiful movie, Clouds. So thank you for coming here.
Thank you for being so kind. You're such an example of like the goodness that exists in our business. I'm grateful for you.
Thanks for saying that, Justin. Literally, I'm like looking at you. I'm like, Justin, you're a saint. You're so rad. How did you come?
No.
Like, this is so awesome. You know, you are a really good person, and this is really important. And Laura, for you to be so strong and be talking about the human experience and the way that you do with everything that you've been through and continue to uphold is just mind-blowing, really. I'm very honored to speak with you both today. Clouds is available now on Disney+. Thank you, Justin and Laura, for bringing me into your conversation.
Love you, Laura.
Thank you. I love you too.